Peace, diehards. Welcome to another episode of the Die Hard Marvel channel. This is your boy Eru. Trust me, I'm here. I'm over here. There you go. I got a guest today, so we got a special guest. Let's just bring him in right away. We got Black Star. He's a friend of mine. A friend of mine, right? This is actually
Thank
my
you, Ru.
sister. Yeah, so we don't have to be, so secretive and stuff like that, man. Turn this damn music off. But anyway, this is the Die Hard Marvel channel here, so we're gonna be talking about some Marvel stuff. Did I say Die Hard Nix just now? I think I
Nah,
did.
nah. You didn't. No, you said Die Hard Marvel.
Okay, shout out to anybody. You see the Knicks hat. I actually do have another channel. It's called Die Hard Knicks. So please check that out as well. But we're talking about She-Hulk today, man. So I mean, well, matter of fact, tell me about yourself, man. Are you into Marvel or what? Are you a
I
diehard
am
fan of
into
Marvel?
Mar. I am a Die Hard fan of Marvel. I prefer Marvel over DC any day. Um, any day. Marvel is way better. I'll fight you for it. It just so happens one of my favorite characters is She-Hulk. I like She-Hulk. She was like one of the first characters I liked as like a kid.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
So what made you like She-Hulk though? What drew you to She-Hulk?
I mean, like I like the Hulk, but then I always wanted to like I wanted someone to emulate, and I always wanted to be strong as a kid. So like I discovered her through like reading the Hulk comics.
Okay, so her comics were kind of cool, man. Actually, they kind of weren't kid friendly. Actually, there
No,
was a
they
lot of
weren't.
stuff going on in there, a lot of weird jokes and adult humor and stuff like that. But it was decent. I used to like the comics too, because I guess you got them from me then. I guess.
Of course, yes.
What else you got from me, Lord have mercy? Yeah, man. But I mean, She-Hulk is dope, man. She's always been a fun character. She appeared in the Fantastic Four, a couple times with some
Yes.
storylines. Yeah, and then every time there's like a big storyline, she's always a big part of it. So she's a very important character, which leads me to say, what is up with this TV show? Like,
It's it's
what's your
like
thoughts on it?
borderline like chick type of show, chick flick basis type of show. It's garbage.
It's garbage, pretty much. Yeah, like you want it to be good, right? So you want it to be good so bad, man.
It's cheesy.
Yeah. It's cheesy, it's not well written. That's number
No.
one, like it's cheesy. Like you mentioned, like as a child, you watched it. It seems like a kid wrote an adult TV show. That's what I think it is. That's what it
Yeah,
reminds me.
like a teenage kid who like ain't never seen boobs.
Yeah, or they
And they were
want to
like
see boobs. Yeah, right. They want to see boobs so bad. They're like, "Oh, did you say booty? You know what? Would be a good idea. Let's get Megan Thee Stallion on here, and they can
right to
twerk. Wouldn't that
twerk.
be fun?" Yeah, man. So, all right. So, first impressions of the series, man. Starting off, to me, I thought that first episode was dope.
First
Just
episode was dope. It explained like how she got her powers. And I was like, all right, that's I like how they did that.
yeah, because well, it makes sense because she got her powers in the comics through a blood transfusion. It's like,
Right.
no, that's a dumbass idea.
COVID.
Yeah, well, I mean,
COVID and monkeypox.
especially yeah, COVID and stuff like that, man. But it's going back to the first Incredible Hulk movie. Remember when Stan Lee drank that Coke because there was a
Right.
little drop of blood in there, and that little drop of blood turned him into a Hulk
Certain.
temporarily. They didn't show it,
Right.
but they implied it.
Yeah, I
So
remember that.
yeah, so it makes sense that they tied that concept into the blood going into her bloodstream, and that made her the Hulk. Spoiler alert for anybody that didn't see the series yet. You know what I'm saying?
Oops.
Yeah, so we assuming that you guys have seen the first 5 episodes. So this is really a spoiler-free episode for 6. We're gonna tell you about episode 6, but not really getting too much of the plot line for episode 6, man. So let's just get right into it, man. So with this episode, it started off with the wedding, like a wedding invitation.
Yeah. And she should have just declined. I was like like I just don't understand. Like it was like we didn't need it.
Like that's the last thing she needed to do was go to a wedding. Like that's what they thought of. And then when they sat in the writers' room, they said, "Yo, let's make her go to a wedding." That'll make no sense, man.
Right. And to top it off, it's to some chick she ain't seen in like years.
Right? That make no
Like
sense.
she didn't have to go. We could have done anything else.
She could have been anywhere in the world, but she
Yeah.
chose to go to some right. Anyway, man.
She could
So
have
I
been
mean,
anywhere in the world.
yeah, she could have been anywhere at the world. So like one thing I don't really enjoy about the show is that they She Hulk, like the Hulk itself is the Hulk and is Bruce Banner, but I mean they're trying to
Right.
play it into she's the same character, but she just can change her appearance and stuff. But they're still making it two separate characters. Like she's like, okay, I'm gonna show up to the wedding as She-Hulk, and then it's like, oh no, nobody wants to see She-Hulk. Oh, okay, I'll go back to Jen. It's just like,
Yeah, it's like it's. I don't think the change should be that easy. Even when she was like, well, going a little bit further into the episode when she changes when she's like drunk out of her mind and like she's trying to like focus.
yeah,
I'm like,
that's
I
ridiculous to
don't
me.
like it. I don't
Isn't
like
that
it.
ridiculous? Because I mean, she still has the gamma blood in her bloodstream. So why is
Hmm.
she getting drunk? She's still got the same gamma blood. So her getting bigger, the metabolism changes. It's still the same person.
Right.
It's a lot of weird stuff. It just don't make any sense. One thing, so, we could jump around the episode. Excuse me. One thing I do like, I enjoy this new lawyer that they have there. The black young lady that popped in as the lawyer. I think
I
she's
like her too.
yeah. I think she brought a little bit more maturity to the episode a little bit because she's like the only one that's like real, kind of. But between her and the paralegal.
That's true.
Would you agree with that?
Paralegal's pretty funny though. Like how
Yeah,
she handled the situation with the divorce,
yeah.
which is also again like we didn't need it.
Right. We did not need it. But let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you why it's necessary. Because that person is Mr. Immortal. So I don't know if you know, right? Comic books, the people out there, people are reading, watching other people's shows and stuff. So by now people know. He's Mr. Immortal. He's actually a comic book character. And he started off in not started off, but he was a prominent member of a team called the Great Lakes Avengers.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, the Great Lakes Avengers basically are like a ragtag team of Avengers that they all have stupid powers and that they have no purpose, but they got together, and then they pop up sometimes to save the day, but they have powers that are totally useless, like Mister Immortal. He has like no reason, like how could he save the day, but only because he could die and come back to life.
Yeah, it's not really useful at all.
Right, it's not really
But I
useful.
didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah. So another key thing with that is that he's a mutant in the
X
comics,
Men series.
huh? No,
Oh, I
no,
thought
no,
you were
no,
saying like the X Men series.
no, no, not like the X-Men series, but just he just known as a mutant. Like not just somebody that got his powers. He was born with his powers, so that's like another
Ah,
mutant added to the whole equation too. So that's why it's important. So people that know him and they know him to be a mutant, they're like, oh snap, he's a mutant. You know what I'm saying? So they keep throwing these mutants in there. So that's one thing that Shield has been doing. They've been throwing a lot of Easter eggs to build later on plot lines and stuff like that. Yeah, man. So I mean, like, well, anyway, that whole situation with that, like, I don't understand what does that do to the story. Like everything that happened to him, it just really just for shock value, like, and then
basically.
yeah, and then they mentioned that he had a son. They mentioned it a couple times. Like, what is the purpose of that? Mutants.
That is true. Like the lady kept saying, she's like, "Well, I had a son by him," and they were like, "Well, that don't really have anything to do with him. I was married to him for like 18 years, and
Right. But they mentioned it so many times, so you wonder like if they're gonna use that later on because they keep bringing up these young characters, to for something down the line. They're gonna do like a Young Avengers spin-off maybe after they finish this whole timeline thing that they're doing. Maybe they might transition and do that. That's what I'm thinking.
be interesting."
Yeah,
You
man.
think they
So
would
I'm
bring it to Disney Plus?
probably so, but I think they're gonna wait till all this Kang Dynasty stuff is because after they do that, because I mean that's a big complicated story too, man. We're gonna touch on that on this channel a lot too. So so tune in for that. But I mean they're really going down into this multiverse thing, and it's gonna come down to the end where it's gonna be a war, and then all the
Yo, I'm
characters.
so excited for that.
Me too, me too. So I mean, all this stuff that they're doing is kind of building a case for that, leading forward. So I mean, it is another thing with the thing, the whole breaking the third wall thing. In this episode, she did it a few times, but it was like for no reason, unnecessary. Like, and it was like no point. Now I wish that she would just stop doing it because she's not engaging with us.
Right.
Yeah. Like some of the main plot points, like in the comics, right? Whenever she broke the third wall, it was always hilarious. It was like a fun thing, that was happening. But this is not in any way funny at all.
No, at least not in this episode. And the other episodes was like more like informational.
Yeah.
But like for this episode, I feel like all right, like I'm watching, I'm like I understand what's going on. I don't need you to
Right.
break the third wall for me to get your opinion on what's going on.
Yeah, but I would like to see her go, like, let's say if something was to happen, she would go, what? Like to us or something like that for
Right.
because nobody else can see it but us, no, and she,
Right.
yeah, like I
Like,
mean,
do you
people see,
believe that?
yeah, do you believe that? Or she'll look at us and be like, oh, like that, or something like that. That would make us more engaged with her when she breaks the third wall.
That is true.
Yeah, now it's like, yo, could you stop looking at me? Just go on with the show. Stop looking, stop looking at me. It's getting weird here. Yo, speaking of weird, what did you think about the once Titania, of course, crashes the show? That was ridiculous in itself, right?
She's like, I didn't come here to see you. It's like, obviously you did.
Right.
Stop gaslighting me.
What's up with the writing? Listen, if you would, okay, forget this whole episode. Let's because I was just about to ask you about the song. As soon as they started fighting, he plays the electric slide. I was like,
Yeah,
"What?"
like why is the like of all songs the electric slide plays
It doesn't fit. Nothing fits in. It
at
doesn't make any
all?
sense. So I mean, okay, forget
It
forget
wasn't like
every
she clotheslined her
right.
to like
Yeah, or like if it would have been cool if they would have incorporated that song where everybody's doing an electric slide or whatever, and
and
then
they in
they
the
like fighting,
background.
to the electric slide, or something
But yeah,
like that.
no.
Yeah. So listen, forget about this stupid ass episode and this stupid thing. How would you have done this episode? Judging by how it went and how they were kind of going along with it. Because I'll get into the cliffhanger, which is kind of important. I'm not sure if you know anything about that, but like, how would you have done this episode better? You can keep the wedding or add the wedding, and just leading how they wanted Titania to have like a confrontation. How would you have done this episode?
Uh take out what would I take out?
You know what would have been funny though? I tell you this. Let's say if they get to let's say if they do the wedding, right? And they in the
Right.
wedding scene fighting, it would have been funny if Mr. Immortal was there, and then every time they fight and then he's done, he dies, you know, and then it's like, oh
That would have been
no,
ridiculous.
yeah, that would have been ridiculous. Like,
Nah.
because I mean, he's like a superhero. So while they're fighting, because remember when they were fighting, like She-Hulk punched her and then she rolled over and hit the guy, you
Right,
know.
and the guy hit the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what should have happened? You watched The Boys?
I haven't seen The Boys. I have to watch it.
Yo, the
I'm not
boys
even
are
gonna
so
lie.
yo, the boys are so violent. But anyway, like after she punched Titania and she went into the guy should have died. You know what I'm saying? Because they're
Truth be told,
super
he should have died.
strong.
Right. Truth be told,
You
he
know?
should have died.
Yeah. So I mean, it would have been funny if like Mr. Immortal was there and every time something happened, he would be there trying to save people and then he would die. That would have made it hilarious. And then you wouldn't need to hire all those extras to be his wives. And you notice there was one husband too, right?
Yeah, I noticed there was one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was, they got to throw something like that in the mix. But I mean, it would have been dope if Mr. Immortal was there at the end at the wedding actually with one of his wives and getting killed. I think that would have made it hilarious.
I don't know. I would have taken Mr. Immortal out completely.
Completely.
Completely. Like there was no use. Like it was like a beeline story in this awful ass episode.
Yeah, it just didn't make no sense. So I'm like thinking like because there was no cliffhanger from the last episode. Because I mean, with the last episode, they hinted at Daredevil. Spoiler alert: there's no Daredevil in this episode.
Right.
Everybody's waiting for it. So anyway, after that, there was no connection from this episode to the episode number 5. That I would have appreciated. There was no connection at all. You know,
I feel like they should have continued on from like after she got sued and won
right? Yeah, definitely.
instead of doing this.
Well, we'll
Like
mention that. We'll talk about that. Say like think of something that you enjoyed in the show because there's a couple things that I did enjoy that like would have been nice to get more of. Like what this happened so far. What do you think they should have sent us down that road? What do you think?
I feel like they should elaborate more so on like Titania's character and like sis, what's your actual beef? Like, is your actual beef with She-Hulk, or is it because you're not getting your recognition and you've been out here trying to like do your thing as like a strong woman?
Right. But I do think it's dope that she's a content creator. That's kind of funny.
It is. It's hilarious, actually.
Right, right. So I
She's
mean,
like a
like,
social media star.
yeah, a social media star, and that's like totally 2022 right now. But
True.
the thing is, like She-Hulk, she didn't want to be excuse me, Jennifer Walters didn't want to be She-Hulk, But it would have
Right.
been dope if maybe she said, you know what, I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, YouTube stuff, not YouTube, Instagram and TikTok, and
Or
make her
even yeah,
do
TikTok and make a daily like vlog.
yeah, like She-Hulk, right? And
Right.
then that would have gave Titania a reason to be mad, right? Because she's stealing her followers.
Right.
I think that would have been such a how easy was that? We thought of that in
In
like a
two
minute.
seconds. Two
Yeah, like
seconds.
2.2 seconds. I mean, like give us a writer's plug or something, man. Let us write the next couple episodes. I mean, that would have made sense why she was mad at her. And then show up to the wedding to try to steal the content, try to make fake content to make her channel pop.
Yeah, because I mean, Titania could have done it definitely because she showed up with that guy she was dating.
That you never saw again in the episode.
Right, you saw him once.
Mhm. It's like no point of it. There's a lot of people, a lot of things people in this episode, in this series itself, that have like little one shots, and then they only give them a little bit of dialogue, just enough so they don't get paid by the Actors Guild. It's like like one line, two lines here. Yeah, man, it's just ridiculous, man. Anything else you want to add about the episode, or anything else that we missed that was just like totally ridiculous?
The divorce settlement.
Yeah, that was stupid. Say, well, you get this, you get that. Like, wait a
Well,
second,
you
like,
get a sincere apology for 15 seconds of straight eye contact. Like, yo, that's mad uncomfortable. I
yeah,
don't want it.
yeah.
I didn't need it. That's why I would take.
Not with Mr. Immortal,
Not with Mr. And yo, he was like, I'm not doing it.
right?
He straight was like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that was stupid. And then he jumps out the window.
Yo, he broke the glass. I'm like, son, you could have just walked out the room. Like, you ain't have to jump out the
Yeah,
window.
it don't make no sense. Like, how much money did they waste with that scene? For him to jump out the window, and for him to be on a broken car. They could have saved that budget, like I said, to use my idea. I like my idea. Like
Yeah.
don't show his powers until the end of the episode when he's trying to save everybody from
From
titanium.
being like killed by
Yeah,
these
and
two.
then he gets killed like 37 times at the end. That would have been freaking hilarious. I love that idea. They need to hire me, man. So listen, this is what they're doing a good job of, because they introduced Wolverine in one of the episodes. A couple
Right.
other Easter eggs that I can't remember at the moment, but you remember they kept mentioning Intelligentsia.
Yeah.
So that is a huge Easter egg
I
when
was
it
gonna
comes
ask you,
to,
who's that?
yeah. So it's actually a superhero group. So they recently announced before Shield came out that remember the guy in the original excuse me, the original Incredible Hulk movie that turned the Abomination into the Abomination.
Yeah.
Remember, he hit his head and his head started bubbling.
Hmm.
So anyway, he was becoming the leader. I'm not sure if you know who the leader is.
Him?
Yeah, he's gonna be the leader. That's why his head was all bubbling. Remember, he was bubbling. Then he was
Oh,
like that.
right.
Yeah, because he was getting smarter, whatever. So he's gonna turn green and his head is gonna get really big. So I mean,
Right.
that's the leader. So anyway, he's supposed to be coming back. So the intelligentsia, because this is what I thought. I thought that because they was also saying that all of these new Disney Plus shows, they're gonna come down to like a climax where all of them are gonna connect some kind of way to fight a bigger bad guy within the TV shows.
All of the Disney Plus shows are gonna come together.
Yeah, they're
That's
supposed to.
ridiculous. That's a lot. That's Loki. That's Moon Knight. It's mad shows coming out.
Well, not all of them, but let's say like the street level people. Let's say like because Daredevil's supposed to be in this one. So Daredevil
Okay.
and She-Hulk, they're gonna connect some kind of way. And then of course, they're talking about the Punisher and all and Echo and a couple other properties they're gonna be together. So I guess they're gonna overlap those guys there.
You think they're
So
gonna redo Punisher like from the beginning?
no, I think they're just gonna leave. They're gonna basically they're gonna be existing already. That's what I think. And then they're just gonna pop up because it'll be. I think it'll be a waste of time for them to do a whole new origin story and stuff like that. So they
Uh,
definitely gotta try to keep like at least the idea of everything that happened to them before. Keep it canon.
that's smart. I mean, because I'm tired of these stories restarting from like
Yeah,
the beginning. Like we
right.
know the story, we could look it up. It's
Well,
give
check
me the
out.
now.
Yeah, check out how they did Spider Man. If you notice, like these first three Spider Mans for the new Tom Holland Spider Man, it basically
Yeah,
was a whole big origin story.
true.
Like it wasn't just like, oh, great power comes that great power comes responsibility came in the third one, you know. And then it basically was a clean slate for Spider-Man, and it's gonna go into him, nobody knowing that Peter
Who
Parker is
he
Spider-Man.
is, basically.
Right. Yeah. So it's gonna start the whole thing over. So I thought that was good. Really, just a clean slate, all that stuff, and to give them a blanket thing to start with.
Yo, you know who should play Kingpin? Is that his name?
Well, I mean, they already got the guy playing Kingpin, the same guy from Daredevil.
Shoot, you know what I would prefer? I would prefer Fat Joe.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say Fat Joe. Yo, Fat Joe would be fucking perfect, man.
He would
For
be perfect.
yeah, like, if they was to review, but I mean, but they're not going to because you saw Hawkeye,
Yeah.
right? So they're not gonna reboot that. He's Kingpin, which I'm cool with because he was dope in Daredevil, right?
Man.
Yeah, he was dope in Daredevil, man. I still can't get over when he choked that writer. That was crazy. He choked the snot out that dude, man. That was crazy, man. That was like too crazy. Yeah, but Fat Joe, like on some real
He
shit,
would
he
be
would be.
perfect.
Yeah, and he's been acting.
He has.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, I know he's going on a comedy show, but like he's doing his own comedy like thing.
What, him doing comedy or
Yeah, I think so. I think he's
oh,
doing like a comedy tour,
well, like an improv type of thing?
possibly.
Okay, because I don't know about him doing stand up. Because I mean, half the stand up is gonna be today's prices. Like, come on, man. How many times you gonna use that as like a punchline? So
I
anyway,
mean, it gets the people going.
yeah, it does get the people going. He's old, man. Yo, do you know Lean Back came out like 20 years ago?
Wow.
It came out like 20 years ago. I was like, what the hell? Lean Back is like the people that was dancing to Lean Back now is like, yo, is like move back, like get the fuck off my lawn. I'm old now. You know what I'm saying? But
I listen
let's
to Lean
back
Back.
to
I'm like the youngest generation, probably.
probably, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, back to the intelligentsia stuff, right? So it's the leader. They already introduced. They say gonna bring him into the thing. So anyway, the leader is the leader of the intelligentsia.
Mm,
Yeah. So like if you look up the leader, right? He has like a team, bunch of team members where they work in thing. But like that sign that they had that looks like toxic waste or whatever. Right? The people
yeah,
that
I
work for
remember.
him, they wear toxic waste outfits. At least back in the days, they used to wear toxic waste outfits. So I
Right.
mean, that's a little Easter eggs for comic book fans. But they're introducing the intelligentsia. It's gonna be a superhero. It's gonna be a super villain group, made up of smart, villains. So the leader is the biggest member of it. They have Modoc was in there, a couple other characters too. So it'll be interesting to see who they put into it.
Did you see the show Modoc?
No, I did not.
Hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Hilarious. I think it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Hilarious.
I gotta check it out. It's good like that.
It's good.
Well, how many episodes is it?
I don't even remember. Like,
Yeah, but why would they put it on Hulu? What was it? Was it an old show
no,
or
it's like fairly new.
really?
Like within like the last 2 years, I would think. 2, 3. Yeah, like in the last like 2, 3 years. Modoc.
Okay, so maybe that's before the MCU started doing Disney Plus and stuff. So I mean, I guess that's canon. Maybe the whoever's going on, whoever was in Modoc, maybe they're gonna bring them back in She-Hulk with this whole intelligentsia stuff.
I mean, well, I mean, it was a like an animated show,
Oh, okay, okay, I got
so
you. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I'm like,
but
I thought
still
it was
good.
live action, like a live action
No, no,
Modoc.
no,
When
no,
the fuck
no.
did I miss
Yeah,
that one? Yeah. So I mean, I think that would be cool because I mean, they need something to fight. Because like, why is Daredevil coming in the episode? Something must be happening. There must be something going on where he's investigating, and then they come, because he's from New York. He's not L.A. They're in L.A.
right.
So something has
Yeah,
to
so
bring
something
him,
has to happen to. That is true.
yeah, to bring him over. And then I mean, now that after everything that's happening, I'm not even looking forward to him being on the show now because the next episode is gonna be 7, and then they have 7, 8, 9. So there's like 3 more episodes left in the series, man. So I need to know where the hell this thing is going. Like, what is the point? Are they just setting up other timelines and stuff? Because they set up Hulk. Hulk is gonna go off
Yeah, he's going off to his planet.
Sakaar.
Well, Sakaar.
Yeah. And then a couple other things happen, but I mean, there's nothing really happening for the actual lead character.
Question. Speaking of which, who did she call on the last episode?
Who did she call in the
She
last
left him.
episode?
She left. Yeah, she left a voice message for somebody. She was like, "Where? Like, I'm calling you. Um, like, call me back when you get this message. Yada yada yada." Before the Asian dude came over and sat with her.
Oh, you talking about at the end? That was the paralegal.
That was the paralegal she called.
No, no, that
It
was a
wasn't
paralegal
Bruce.
talking. Let me put it up here.
Oh,
I'm gonna share it on the screen, but I can't play the audio, but I have the show queued up on the side here.
yeah.
So I mean, you talking about this scene?
No, 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 not that scene.
Okay,
It's
so
like
let's
still
see.
while she's at the wedding. Um, before
Oh,
the fight. Before the fight.
all right. So let me get there then. Right before the fight, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
When
Before the fight. Mhm. All right. So right before the fight, she was on her phone where she was sitting. She was right before the Asian guy came through. Right.
yeah.
Yo, damn, I missed. I be missing shit. Let me see. Oh, you can say shit. By the way,
Oh.
if you like shit, hey, if you like shit, please tune into the Die Hard Marvel channel. Let me see. I'm trying to find out here. Okay, so this is them here. Let me put this up on the screen. This is them there right when they got their little thing there. So let me. Oh, I don't want to do that. So let me do this. Right. So she was talking to somebody. She's I've been
Yeah,
trying to
she's
get a
on
hold
the
of you.
phone with somebody. Yeah.
I've been trying to get in hold of you for weeks or months or days or whatever. I don't know. So if anybody is in the comments right now, we are confused. I am confused. Don't make me watch this episode again. Please go to the comments and let us
And
know.
explain.
Explain it because I'm not watching that episode again. It's not gonna happen.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah. I'm too
Yeah.
far gone.
Yeah. So this is the actual point in the episode here. She's on the phone. So I remember she was on the phone. I don't know who she was talking to, but I mean, if anybody knows, let us know because I'm not looking. I'm not. I don't care to look. So yeah.
I think she called Bruce, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it might have been Bruce. Okay, I get that. Might have been Bruce. I'm trying to read the captions here, but I'm really kind of doing too much already. I've been trying to get hold of you for a month or days, whatever. Oh my god. Like I said, I don't want to. I don't care. I don't care, Jennifer. All right. So he interrupts her. So like I said, if anybody wants to look at it, go ahead. Do your thing because I'm not going back to it. You're not going back to it either, right?
Nah, I'm too far gone.
Yeah, I'm too far gone too. But yeah, anyway, that's basically the recap of She-Hulk, man. So, like, what do you think is gonna happen in the next episode? Because they leave us. Where did they leave us? They leave
They
us with
left us with Titania with no teeth.
right. Titania has no teeth. She's on a date with this guy, this Asian guy that comes out of nowhere.
Oh, she gonna get jumped.
Oh, you
She
think
gonna
she's
get jumped next episode.
word? So do you think that because what's the name is trying to get a hold of her, she's not answering. So do you think the Asian guy is like setting her up to get jumped?
Possibly, it's a strong
Oh,
possibility.
it's a strong, it's a very strong possibility.
Possibility.
Yeah, so I think that's a good assumption there. But that means you're a good writer. This show has no good writing, so it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you enjoy Marvel, but there's a lot of Easter eggs and stuff. That remember that crew that attacked her? She was walking with as
Yeah,
She-Hulk and they
with the
attacked her.
Asgardian gear.
Right, they had Asgardian gear. So that is the Wrecking Crew. They're a prominent team.
I've heard of them
Bad.
before.
Yeah, they're a prominent team in Marvel. They always pop up. They're always involved in major events as well. You know what I'm saying? Because
Uh,
they're pretty powerful in their little group. Because they literally have the power of Asgard in their little weapons that they
the
have
two,
there.
right?
Yeah, so they're pretty formidable. Bad guys. So they've been a part of like a lot of major storylines and stuff. So I mean, but they dumbed them down to make them like basically bumbling
Like,
idiots.
yeah, like pickpockets and like street
Yeah,
thugs, basically, is what they made them look like. And I was like, who are they?
yeah. Like the boss is going to be mad. Like that's
Right,
not
like
what
the
they are.
Stooges.
Yeah. So and then they don't even know how to use their powers, and they're not even strong. So what was the point of that?
What was
Yeah, man.
the reason?
What was that reason? I gotta get those things queued up. I'm gonna get it on there. If you coming on there, I'm gonna get some good little ad libs here to throw onto the show just to make it a little more spicy and stuff. But yeah, man, like it's like no reason. So anyway, they're the wrecking crew, right? So they tried to stab her with the thing, and then at the
Right.
end of the episode, you saw the guy putting the box together. and you can see the needle that they tried to shove into her arm. He puts
Yeah,
it on
that
the
bent.
table. Yeah, I'm trying to get it now, but he moves it over onto the table. Let me see if I can get it up here. Well, I can't really get it up here, so they're not letting me. They're not letting
But
me.
like, so what's the end goal of that? Because it's like
They're
to
trying to
make
get our.
what?
They're trying to get our blood.
Oh no.
They want to make more Hulks. You feel me?
Yeah, but I mean, like more Hulks as in like not like physical Hulks, but like super soldiers.
Possibly, yeah. They want to get more super soldiers. Or maybe like the leader was like it made him super smart, so maybe he wants to make more, intelligent life, or who knows, man. Bad guys always got stupid reasons why they're bad, and that character they use is a goofball, saying that they from that original Hulk movie. So I don't know. We'll see, man. Are you excited for episode 7? There goes the needle. Are you
And
excited? Meh.
I'll
Do you
watch
think
it
I'm gonna watch it too? Because I mean, like WandaVision was tough to watch, you know?
initially, but it got
Yeah.
really good.
Right. It built it up nicely, but it was definitely different than She-Hulk. Did you I know you saw Miss Marvel,
Yes.
right? Miss Marvel was the same thing. Like it would kind of like started off and then it
So painful.
it was hard, man. It was like, oh, you gotta watch it, like
Very teeny boppy. It was
yeah, I can see what they were trying to do, but they just like whoever wrote that show must have wrote this show too. It's like they just like very juvenile. Like they just
but
gave
I
these
will
guys a
say
chance. Mhm,
for Miss Marvel,
mhm.
like I like the family dynamic.
That's the best part of the show, I
Yeah.
think.
I do like the family dynamic.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about that is they did say that in the Marvels that's coming out soon that they're
Mhm.
gonna have a big part of the movie. They're gonna be in the Marvels. Those her family.
Nice. Her
Yeah.
family.
Yes.
Dope.
Yeah. So I got to see more of that. If anything, I would like to see like them have a spinoff on their own. Like
Facts. Like I want to see like the father, the
yeah.
brother. I want to see them.
They should call it the cons, right? Shouldn't they call
Dope.
it the cons and make it like a sitcom? Right, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Marvel, man, I need a job, fam. You know what I'm saying? I need a job. I got a
Or
lot
at
of
least
good
like a
ideas.
if not a show, give it a short. Give me like a 5 minute short. Right? Like a 5 minute
Give
short
us a
where they
job.
like they interacting.
Yo, let us write the next series, man. We know what we're doing. Yeah, we enjoy this type of content, man. So we would make a better show. Give us the job, man. Yeah,
We got the ideas.
we got them ideas, son. Yeah, man. So anyway, that's the end of this episode, man. So there's really nothing to look forward to because I'm not excited about these weirdos with the needles. I'm not excited about that, even though I know the leader is coming. But I'm tired of seeing Titania. I don't want to see nothing else that's been happening.
I'm tired of passive aggressiveness with Titania. It's like, sis, like if it's up, then it's up. Like
Cardi B, like
yeah, like if it's up, then it's up. Like if it's on site, then like girls, like don't beat around the bush. Like fight me.
yeah, let's get it on already. Let's get it on, baby. What?
Yeah, and then like she like, and that's all it took for you for the fight to end was that you got your teeth knocked out, your veneers.
Right.
You should have went to a better doctor instead of going to Columbia.
I mean, and veneers, she's a superhero. She's like a supervillain. So she went to go get veneers. Where she go to? Like near the
She
NYU
went to
medical school.
Columbia.
She went to
Don't do that.
Columbia. Not even NYU. She went to Columbia School of Dentistry. Damn, son. Not even the regular one. Well, what makes Titania good though is that Doctor Doom actually created her.
Ah,
Uh-huh. See, you wasn't watching the first episode. I mean, well, the second episode, Doctor Doom. You did not watch the whole episode. Yeah, man.
uh-huh.
Yeah. So I
No,
mean,
I watched it. I wasn't.
I
I didn't
watched it,
pay
but I kind
probably
of
well enough.
he was sleeping. He
Gosh.
fell asleep on it. Well, she created. I mean, Doctor Doom created her. So there's this thing. They keep shining green on her. I think the last episode she had on green fingernail polish. You noticed that? So they keep
Yeah,
implying Doctor Doom because like in this episode they kind of shine green on her shirt a little bit on the sequence. You can see a little green
a
highlights.
part of her fur wrap. I think it had like green on it too.
There you go. So they're implying everybody knows from comics. They know that Doctor Doom created her. You know what I'm saying? So they've been implying that too. So Doctor Doom, I don't know how he would appear in this series. You know what I'm saying? But whatever the hell they're doing here,
He wouldn't fit.
yeah,
Not in the series.
unless right, unless Doctor Doom hired the leader. You know what I'm saying to do this job, and they're messing up. You know.
Hmm.
So that's like a way. Maybe remember how when Thanos was first introduced.
Yeah.
Like it was just like they were doing stuff. He thought it was all Loki, but then spoiler alert,
Right.
like here goes Thanos with the side look and like that. You like that? You like that, right? Like this. And then he went, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I did that great. Say so maybe they might do that. Maybe like at some point they might in the series, maybe at a cliffhanger for the series, they might show like oh, the boss is mad, right? Oh, the boss wants to see you, right? And then they don't show Doctor Doom, but it just like it implies Doctor maybe show his shadow or something like that.
This is what the people want.
Give us what we want, man. You know?
Yeah,
So I
that's a good
mean,
idea.
that is a good idea, right?
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I don't have a email for this channel yet, but a Marvel, if you could just hit the comments, I'll respond back promptly. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, thanks.
Expeditiously.
Did you enjoy your first live stream?
Yeah,
You did?
I was. This was my first live stream, and I will tell you, I'm like nervous.
You're nervous, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm used to it. I've been talking Knicks for like the last like 4 years. 2 years on YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm a veteran with this YouTube with this streaming stuff, man. So to me is regular. But I know for new people that come on here, it's very difficult to do this, man. So I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
Anytime. Have me on again.
Yeah. So I mean, you are coming on next week. I don't know what to tell you, but you're hired. You know what I'm saying? You're hired. Boom! Congratulations. Let me see if I get the right sound.
Okay.
Nope, not the right one.
Nope.
A few moments
I'll
later.
figure it out. Let's see if it's this one. No, it's not that one. Let's try
Nope.
this one. No, let's try this. Let's try this one. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
It would be nice if I labeled them, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, instead of playing like which button is it today? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, yeah. So anyway, thanks for tuning in to the Die Hard Marvel channel, man. I see we got one viewer live watching us right now. Ah, what's good? Hi. Take a picture. There you go. So anyway, we're gonna come on again next week on Thursday. Hopefully, Miss Black Star will pop in with me and hang out, and we'll talk about the show and stuff, man, and whatever is to come to Die Hard Marvel. I also have a show tomorrow. I'm doing a show tomorrow live at 8 p.m. So tune in for that. I'll post the link to it and all that stuff. And you guys be able to see what's coming up for Saturday, the conversation. So anyway, thank you for those that will tune in and please don't forget to subscribe and all that other stuff, man, and help this channel grow because we are diehard fans, right, Miss Star?
Yep. Die
Yes,
Hard
man.
fans.
Yes, and I feel like we're
Knicks
gonna
and Marvel, as you could see.
gang gang. No,
Gang gang.
we're gonna bring something a little bit different to the YouTube space. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, it's your boy Eru. It's your girl.
This is Black Star.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. So we'll see you guys next week, me and Miss Star, man. So peace, guys. Bye.
Bye.